welcome to another episode of the Game Warriors painting series. In this episode, we'll be painting Jack from Cool Mini or Not's Arcadia Quest Inferno. Let's jump right in. We're going to prep and prime the miniature in Army Painter's Matte White. Then we'll be doing the base colors in two separate stages. Followed by shading. We'll be shading the miniature with two different types of inks. And finally, we'll move on to highlights. We'll be highlighting any area that was too darkened by the shader, and finishing off the miniature with a nice black base. To start Jack, I used Army Painter's Oozing Purple. I used this color on the majority of Jack's outfit, and also to start the pattern on both his hat and his pants. I really liked this color because it reminded me of my favorite Joker from Batman the Animated Series. To complete the pattern on the Jester's hat and pants, I used Army Painter's Goblin Green. I also used Goblin Green to paint his beard and the ruffles around his neck. To paint the bells that hang off the Jester's hat, I used Army Painter's Bright Gold. I also used this color to paint the belt buckle, the dagger's handles, and the metal surrounding the jewel on Jack's hat. For Jack's evil grin, I used Army Painter's Pure Red. I used this same color on both his shoes and the dot painted inside the middle of the flower. When I was painting the smile around Jack's face, I used thin red lines at first. I just felt like this wasn't evil enough, So I slowly but surely built up thicker and thicker lines until finally I got to the menacing look that I ultimately was looking for. Now that we've finished stage 1 of the base colors, let's move on to stage 2. When painting Jack Jack's belt, I used Army Painter's Monster Brown. For the color of the dagger's blades, I used Army Painter's Shining Silver. When painting Jack Jack's eyes, I used Army Painter's Daemonic Yellow. For the pupils, I used Army Painter's Dead Black. To paint all the white areas on Jack Jack, I used Army Painter's Matte White. This includes his skin, his teeth, the gloves on his hands, and the flower that I painted on his shirt. Now that we've finished stage 2 of the base colors, it's time for shading. When shading Jack Jack, the first wash I used was Army Painter's Dark Tone. I used this inside his mouth to really bring out the teeth. For the remainder of the shading on Jack Jack, I use Army Painter's Soft Tone. I use this type of wash because it's light enough to not darken the miniature too much, but dark enough that it would show some detail of the miniature and really help out with the highlights. Now that we've finished shading Jack Jack, let's move on to highlights. For the highlights on Jack Jack, I just wanted to keep it simple by using the original base colors and painting over any areas that were too darkened by the wash. When highlighting any miniature, you want to focus on the raised surfaces. By doing this, you'll help the details on the miniature shine even more and really make the miniature pop. I really enjoyed painting this particular miniature and changing up the artwork, especially making him look like the Joker was pretty fun. And there you have it. A finished Jack Jack, or should I say, the Joker. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Stay tuned to future episodes. We'll be painting more miniatures from Cool Mini or Not's Arcadia Quest Inferno. And as always, happy gaming. I'll see you around.